Hi, everybody. I'm Terry Tusing. I work with Child Savers, Child Development Services team as an infant toddler specialist.
I'm Jermeisha Justiniano. I own Branches of Nature Family Home LLC. I've been doing childcare for 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah. And Jermeisha and I met each other about 2 years ago. I supported her family daycare business as an infant toddler specialist with infants and toddlers, and we worked together. And it's kind of neat because we've remained friends even after our working relationship. So that's kind of special. I'm here today to ask Jermeisha some questions about her family day home business and what the future holds for her. So Jermeisha, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. So, Jermeisha, you had mentioned that you have been a family day home provider for about 10 years
Yes.
in Chesterfield County area.
Yes.
Okay. And how many children did you typically have in your care at one time? Would you say?
Up to 12.
Is your license?
Yes, I am licensed, state licensed.
And that dictates, but you could have up to 12 at one time.
Yes.
Good, good. Okay. And as you can imagine, this has been a crazy time for all of us with the COVID. And how would you just provide some examples of how COVID has impacted perhaps you as a family day home provider in a business way, and also perhaps as a parent, because I know you have 3 children.
Yes. It affected me, things where I was actually expanding right before in January. I started to expand. I had a co-teacher come on, and that's when our daycare family really grew. And then from January to March, when everything was coming out, everything just started dwindling down with all of the rules and regulations and things. And that's doing our part. To follow all the rules that they were giving everyone. So it was a hard thing. And then I had, parents that unfortunately weren't working or had been furloughed. And then me having to learn how to, I guess, do that to my own employee and then break down, well, who gets care, who doesn't get care, and things like that. So that was a hard thing with COVID that we had to learn.
A lot of forced decisions, but still
Yeah.
hard decisions. And then, how did that impact you as a parent?
As a parent, I have 3 kids. I have now they're a 6th grader, 4th grader, and a 1st grader. So they were home too. So I was doing a balancing act of being that daycare Miss Misha and being mommy at the same time. And they're older, so they weren't necessarily with me. So it was more, mommy, I need you. Mommy, can you help with this? And it was like kind of a tear between the two. So
Right.
that kind of really set in with me. It was a tornness, I guess.
Just a lot of things, and all of the cleaning supplies and extra health and safety measures that were put in place. A lot of things. So what kind of support did you receive from Child Savers during the pandemic? Maybe before the pandemic, what kind of support were you receiving? And then as the pandemic got into full swing,
Okay.
what support did you receive?
One, I want to say you guys are awesome. But I first entered Child Savers through you. So the Virginia Infant and Toddler program. So she came in with me, she sat with me, she evaluated my daycare, she helped me, she gave me solutions, she helped me arrange, she brought me these awesome things, helped the children, taught me new things. And as a provider, we get so stuck in doing things how we know how to do them. But when somebody else comes in and teaches how to have more quality in our child care, it was really an eye-opener, and it made my brain work even more than what it was before and giving better care to the children. And from there, I went to the food program, which is pretty awesome, with Miss Joyce. And then also I was provider of the year. So Miss Terry did something really good with me. So I was able to do that. And then the Virginia Quality, I'm a part of Virginia Quality. And then it's one more with Miss Jody.
Miss Jody, the infant toddler mental health consultant with the Infant Toddler Network.
And she was really awesome, and that gave me things on thinking how their mind works a little bit more than what I was used to seeing, and how behaviors and at a certain age, sorry, my little came downstairs, how things on a certain age you know, how you handle certain situations.
Right,
So
right.
I really appreciated that.
And weren't you also working on your CDA?
Yes, I did. I was working on my CD. I actually finished a program, but I just never got, by the time I finished it, that's when all the COVID stuff started happening. So I did all the trainings and everything, and I was getting my portfolio ready. So I have everything just sitting right now.
So that's on pause for a little bit, but you did participate in a lot of programs at Child Savers. And how do you think Child Savers, would you share how Child Savers perhaps supported you through the COVID and continuing on now? Anything that you'd like to share about that?
Yes, especially when providers are running out of resources, we have to clean, we have to disinfect, we have to sanitize, wash our hands. They were very, very useful, and even comes down to food. They would post places where we can find food. They even did a drive where they were giving us masks, and also giving it was some food and shoe coverings and things like that that protect us, even thermometers that were running out at the time. And as providers, we have to have these things. It's like we can't not have them because it's up to code for what we need. So you all really helped us when we couldn't find things like that.
Thank you. Great, great. So after 10 years, you're transitioning to a new role to work with your children this year in school, homeschool. You had talked a little bit to me earlier about maybe doing some type of a homeschooling co-op, correct?
Yes.
Can you
Well,
tell us a
basically,
little
it
bit
would
about
be when we meet every 2 weeks with different families, and I guess gather the kids so they have their social interaction and their parents have social interaction, as well as building on learning lessons and things like that with the families. So I'm very interested and eager to do that with my
Right.
kids. It's a whole new journey there.
Right. So do you think any of the things that you've learned through perhaps your CDA or the food program or the infant toddler support, I know your children are older, but I wonder if anything through Child Savers is relevant to your role now as you're going to be working with your own children?
Definitely, like the food program, for instance, I was doing it for toddlers. Now I'm going to school age where I'll know what components to serve and things like that, and what stretch of food they should get. I mean, not, I'm sorry, the stretch, 3 hour stretch, no more than 3 hours without anything in their tummies, serving their vegetables, the fruit, the grain, the protein, the milk. So that'll help me transition because they'll be fully with me now. So I'll be providing all of their meals, and as well as the infant and toddler and the mental health specialist that I work with. It'll help me with my own children because, yeah, I had them up until kindergarten, but their teachers had them with things like that. So if things come up when they're learning, I'll be able to say, hey, I remember learning this, and it'll give me resources of how to teach my children as well, because everybody learns in a different way.
So you feel pretty prepared for this next endeavor. You have a lot of good tools in your toolbox, right?
Yes.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you
I'm
go.
excited, and they're excited about it.
That's good. I think it's going to go well, and we'll be excited to hear how it goes for you and your family. So, in the back of your mind, are there any plans for reopening your child care business at any time, or
Right now,
think about that?
no, right now I'm gonna be permanently closing, and it's been a joy. These past 10 years have taught me a lot, and just to see the world through a child's eyes, that was a privilege. And I thank all of the parents, all of the teachers, child savers, licensing that were with me along this journey, because it taught me a lot more than what I thought I would learn.
Great. Good. That's good to hear. So I don't have any other questions specifically for you, Jermeisha, but I wonder, is there anything else that you would care for us to know and that you'd like to share, maybe about anything that's going on right now in your head that you'd like to share?
I just encourage all providers to find the resources. There's resources out there to help us. Sometimes we feel like our back is against the wall and there's nobody to help us, but Child Savers, they really help. They really care. They call in, they check in, they come to you when it's needed. They were a blessing. They were a huge blessing this past year or so that I've been using them, and I wish I would have found you all sooner. So I would highly recommend getting in tune with you all.
Thank you. You know, I have to be honest, we feel the same way about you. We're so glad that we found you and we're able to support you in so many ways, because you shared so much about us with others and provided other family day home providers to get in touch with. So it's been a wonderful relationship, and I know that you and I will stay in touch.
Yes, we will.